Namaste my yogi friends, my name is Anna, and for today we're going to have a very simple class. Let's start in our seated position, your palms on top of your knees, roll the shoulders away from your ears, close your eyes, and start breathing a little bit deeper through your nose. On your inhale, your belly is going out, your ribcage expanding, your collarbones lifting up. And on your exhale, your collarbones going down, your ribcage is contracting, your belly is going in. Just a couple of breaths here. Observe how you feel today. Try to elongate your breath. And after you exhale, slowly open your eyes. Today we're going to start with Nadi Shodhana. Nadi means energetical channel, Shodhana means purification. For this type of breath we're using 3 locks. First lock, when you press your chin towards the chest, called Jalanhara Bandha. The second lock, Uddiyana Bandha, when you press your belly in and up. And the third one, Mula Bandha, when you contract the pelvic floor muscles. For this type of locks, there are contraindications. For example, if you have high blood pressure, neck-related issues, or problems with your thyroid, you do not press chin towards the chest, you just avoid this lock. If you have periods and pregnancies, you do not do belly lock and pelvic floor muscles lock, so then you can press chin towards the chest. If you have contraindications for all of these 3 locks, then you can practice Anulom Vilom from the previous video, when you inhale in through the left nostril and exhale in through the right. Again, inhale in through the right and exhale in through the left. Your hands, left hand stays on top of your left knee. You can make chin mudra when your index finger under your thumb and your palm is facing the ceiling. Or jnana mudra when your palm is facing the knee. Your right hand is in pranayama mudra, index middle finger on the base of the thumb. Index middle finger on the base of the thumb. And your thumb always closes your right nostril, your ring finger always closes your left nostril. So with these locks, we're also going to have a breath retention. We will try to inhale through the left nostril, hold our breath, first chin towards the chest, belly in and up, pelvic floor muscles contracted. Hold 3 locks, hold your breath, and afterwards release in reverse, pelvic floor, belly, chin, and exhale through the right. Again, inhale, hold your breath, chin towards the chest, belly in and up, pelvic floor muscles contracted. Hold 3 locks or 1 lock, hold your breath, and release in reverse, pelvic floor, belly, chin, exhale through the left. The ratio here can be 1-1-1, which means your inhalations, exhalations, and breath retention equal to each other. Or you can hold your breath 2 times longer, for example, 5 times inhale, 10 times you hold your breath, 5 times exhale. Or you can hold your breath and exhale 2 times longer than you inhale. For example, 5 times inhale, 10 times you hold your breath, and 10 times exhale. Of course, you can make it, for example, 6, 12, 12, 7, 14, 14, and etc. It's up to you. Your right hand is in pranayama mudra, index middle finger on the base of the thumb. Close your right nostril with your thumb. You can keep your eyes closed or open. Inhale through the left. Close your left nostril with your ring finger. Hold the breath, chin towards the chest, belly in and up, pelvic floor muscles contracted. Hold your breath, hold 3 locks. And release in reverse, pelvic floor, belly, chin, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close your right nostril with your thumb, hold your breath, chin towards the chest, belly in and up, pelvic floor muscles contracted. Hold your breath, hold 3 locks. And release in reverse, pelvic floor, belly, chin, exhale through the right, through the left. Inhale through the left. Close your left nostril with your ring finger, hold your breath, chin towards the chest, belly in and up, pelvic floor muscles contracted. And release in reverse, pelvic floor, belly, chin, exhale through the right. Keep going at your own pace. Again, we inhale through the right, first chin towards the chest, belly in and up, pelvic floor muscles contracted. Hold your breath, hold 3 lows. And release in reverse, pelvic floor, belly, chin, exhale through the left. Again, you can choose the ratio when everything is equal to each other. Your inhalations, exhalations equal to your breath retention. Or you can hold your breath 2 times longer. Or your breath retention and exhalation 2 times longer than your inhalation. When you hold your breath, your attention goes to your lungs. When you inhale and exhale, your attention goes to the air going in and out of your nostrils. Try to keep your right elbow closer to your torso. And remember that if your right arm is getting tired, you can always hold your right elbow with your left hand. Try to elongate your breath. Just a couple of breaths here. Try not to press too hard on your nostrils, just slightly and softly close them. And after you exhale through the left, release your right hand on top of your right knee. Stay with your eyes closed. Observe how you feel after Nadi Shodhana. Nadi Shodhana helps to purify all energetical channels in our body. And after you exhale, slowly open your eyes. Release your seated position. Your legs in front of you. Your glutes away from the sit bones. Your palms nearby your hips. Your fingers facing your feet are flexed. And start moving your feet to the right, forwards, to the left, and upwards. Try to make bigger circles with your feet, warming them up. And change the direction. Your chest is lifted, your gaze parallel to the floor. And release, your feet are flexed, open and close your toes. Try to open your toes wider. And slowly release, your feet are flexed. You are staying in your Dandasana seated position with your chest lifted. This is inhale. On your exhale, you slide in your palms alongside your legs and you go into your forward fold. It doesn't matter how deep you can go, just try not to round your chest. Try to keep your chest lifted, your chin slightly towards the chest. Inhale up, exhale down. Your inhalation slightly longer than your exhalation. And stay in your forward fold. Your palms can stay on the mat. You can hold your shins, your ankles, your feet. Or you can also keep the palms behind your hips. And just tilting your torso towards your straight legs, your toes up. Breathe. With an inhale, your both arms up, lengthen up. With an exhale, release, bend your right leg. With an inhale, circle your both arms up. With an exhale, grab your foot. Lift your foot up and start pressing your knee backwards. Your left palm on top of your heel, your right on the outer side of your foot, your elbows parallel to the floor. Press your knee backwards. Try to keep your heel and your knee on the same line. Your legs are parallel to each other. Breathe. Press your knee backwards. And slowly release your right leg. Check that your glutes away from the sit bones. Bend your left leg. Inhale, circle your arms up. Exhale, grab your foot, lift your foot up and start pressing your knee backwards outside your torso. Your right palm on top of your heel. Your left on the outer side of your foot. Your elbows bent, your gaze forwards. Try not to forget about your right foot. Your right foot is flexed. Your chest lifted. Breathe. And slowly release your left leg, shake your legs. And very slowly stand up. Your feet parallel to each other, shoulder width apart. With an inhale, your both arms up. With an exhale, your palms on your knees and start circling your knees to the right. Your feet are moving from side to side. Your knees are still parallel to each other. And change the direction. And release, open your feet mat width apart, again parallel to each other. On your inhale, your both arms up, stretch up. On the exhale, bring the palms on top of your glutes, your fingers facing the floor. Press your hips forwards to the right, backwards to the left. Inhale, your hips are going backwards. Exhale, forwards. Try to keep your torso in the center. And change your direction to the left, backwards, to the right, and forwards. And release, keep your feet mat width apart. With an inhale, your both arms up, your shoulders away from your ears. Try not to arch your lower back, your tailbone tucked in. Inhale. With an exhale, your right palm sliding down alongside your right leg. You're pushing your hips to the left, bending to the right. Your gaze up, your upper shoulder slightly backwards. Breathe. Inhale back to the center, both arms up. With an exhale, your left hand sliding down. You're pushing your hips to the right, bending to the left. Your gaze up. Breathe. Inhale up, exhale to the right. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Inhale up, exhale to the right. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Inhale up, exhale to the right. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Inhale back up, bring your palms together. Your feet closer, shoulder width apart. We're going to do a twist. Inhales and exhales through the nose. In twist, remember, you're always twisting with breath retention and with an exhale in the end of the twist. So inhale in the center. With an exhale, you're twisting to the right, your gaze backwards. Your feet are glued to the mat. Inhale back to the center, exhale to the left. And let's do it a little bit faster, but still at your own pace. And the last twist to the left, release. If you feel dizzy, you can bend your knees and forcefully exhale 2 times through the nose, restoring your breath. Observe how the energy starts coming up from the bottom to the top. Your feet still shoulder width apart, parallel to each other. Your arms parallel to the floor. With an inhale, your palms up, your fingers widely open, the crease of your elbow up to the ceiling. With an exhale, your palms again up, but the crease of your elbow right now is facing the floor. Inhale and exhale. Your wrists, your shoulders, your elbows, everything on the same line. Release, shake your arms, your elbows, your wrist. Your left hand is holding your right wrist, or your right hand is in chin mudra, index finger under your thumb. Your feet still shoulder width apart, parallel to each other. On your inhale, chin up to the ceiling. On your exhale, chin towards the chest. And start moving your head to the right, backwards, to the left, and forwards. Inhale, your head is going backwards. Exhale, forwards. 6 times to the right, 6 times to the left. At your own pace, just try to be very gentle with your neck. Try not to hurry up. And release, release your hands. You can stay with your eyes closed and observe how you feel after a short warm up. Again, slowly open your eyes and we're going to practice Surya Namaskar or sun salutation. If you have sensitive knees, you can put a blanket or a flat pillow in the middle of your mat. Otherwise, you are staying in the top of the mat. Your feet together, your arms alongside the torso, your chin parallel to the floor. With an inhale, circle your arms up. With an exhale, Namaskar Mudra in front of your chest, fingers together, forearms parallel to the floor. Close your eyes and just prepare for Surya Namaskar. Slowly open your eyes. With an inhale, your arms up, hold the breath, and in the end of the exhale, back bend your gaze up, engage your glutes, breathe. Inhale back to the center through Namaskar Mudra. With an exhale, forward fold. Just drop your head if you manage to reach the floor. If you cannot reach the floor, you can just keep the palms on top of your shins, or you can also bend your knees. Your fingers, your toes on the same line. Try to shift the weight to your toes. With an inhale, big step backwards with your right foot, your right knee, top of your foot on the floor. Your palms with the fingers on the same line as your toes, you gaze forward. Low lunge. With an inhale, circle your arms up, your palms together and sink in a little bit deeper. Your hips are going down and forward. Your left knee facing forward, try not to drop it to the side. Your shoulders away from your ears, breathe. You can always open your palms shoulder width apart. Sirshasana, equestrian pose. Throw Namaskar Mudra in front of your chest, your palms on the floor, curl the toes of your back foot and go to plank. In plank, your feet together, press the floor away from you, your shoulders over your wrist. Engage your core, breathe. Inhale and exhale, bring your knees, chest and chin down to the floor, your elbows up, your tailbone up, your belly is away from the floor. Ashtanga Pranayama. Top of your foot, your pubic bone to the floor, your elbows closer to your torso, Bhunamanasana, Cobra pose. Roll the shoulders away from your ears, your gaze up. Curl the toes and go to Parivritta, mountain pose. In Parivritta, your feet together. Try to avoid this. Try to press your torso closer to your legs, but at the same time your tailbone tucked in. Try to make your lower back as flat as possible. Your shoulders away from your ears, your chin towards the chest, your head in between your arms. Breathe. Your gaze forward, step forward with your right foot. Inhale, your left knee, top of your foot on the floor. Again, check that your toes and your fingers on the same line, that your knee is over the ankle. You gaze forward. Circle your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, sinking deeper. Your right glute slightly backwards, left glute forwards. Try to square your hips. And try to lower your hips, your pelvis closer to the floor. Your gaze slightly up, shoulders away from your ears. Through Namaskar Mudra, your palms on the floor. Step forward with your left foot to your right foot and go to your forward fold. Padahastasana. Try to elongate in your spine. Your belly closer to your thighs, your chest closer to your knees or to your shins, your elbows backwards if you manage to reach the mat. Through Namaskar Mudra with an inhale, rise up. With an exhale, back bend. Push your hips forward, engage your glutes, your gaze up. Inhale back to the center. Through Namaskar Mudra with an exhale, forward fold. Breathe. Drop your head if you manage to reach the mat. Step back with your left foot. Inhale, your left knee, top of your foot on the floor. Your right knee over the ankle, your gaze forwards. Circle your both arms up. Inhale, with an exhale, sinking deeper. Sirshasana. Through Namaskar Mudra, your palms on the floor, curl the back toes, go to plank. Push your heels backwards, press yourself away from the mat, but try not to lift your torso up. Try to keep your torso, your legs on the same line. Inhale and exhale, bring your knees, chest and chin down to the floor. Your elbows up and closer to your torso. Top of your feet, your pubic bone to the floor. Bhunamanasana Cobra. Engage your glutes. Lift your chest up. You can always open your feet hip width apart. And you can also stay as low as needed. Try not to hurt yourself. It's not our goal today and never our goal. Press yourself away from the mat. Go to Parivritta mountain pose. Feet together. Chin towards the chest. Your neck is nice and long. If you feel that your back is rounded, you can always bend your knees. Otherwise, try to keep them as straight as possible and try to reach the mat with your heels, or at least have an intention to do so. Gaze forward, step forward with your left foot. Inhale, your right knee, top of your foot on the floor. Low lunge. Inhale, circle arms up. Exhale, sinking deeper. Namaskar Mudra, your palms on the floor, step forward with your right foot to your left foot, go to your forward fold. Try to elongate in your spine, try not to round your chest. Kagasana. Through Namaskar Mudra, with an inhale, rise up. With an exhale, back bend. Push your hips forward, gaze up. And let's do it a little bit faster. Inhale up, exhale forward fold. Inhale, step back with your right foot, your right knee, top of your foot on the floor, low lunge. Inhale, circle arms up, exhale, sinking deeper. Through Namaskar Mudra, your palms on the floor. Inhale, exhale, plank. Inhale and exhale, knees, chest and chin down to the floor. Ashtanga Pranayama. Inhale, pubic bone, top of your feet on the floor. Bhunamanasana Cobra pose. Inhale, Parivritta mountain pose. Chin towards the chest. Gaze forward, step forward with your right foot, left knee, top of your foot on the floor. Inhale, circle your arms up. Exhale, sinking deeper. Gaze slightly up. Shoulders away from your ears. Through Namaskar Mudra, palms on the floor. Inhale, step forward with an exhale. Forward fold, Parivritta. Through Namaskar Mudra, with an inhale, rise up. With an exhale, back bend. Push your hips forward, engage your glutes. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back with your left foot. Left knee, top of your foot on the floor. Gaze forward. Inhale, circle arms up. Exhale, sinking deeper. Through Namaskar Mudra, inhale, palms on the floor. Plank, feet together. Push your heels backwards. Engage your core. Inhale and exhale, knees, chest and chin down to the floor. Elbows up. Shoulders down. Inhale, Bhunamanasana Cobra pose. Pubic bone on the floor, feet together or hip width apart. Press yourself away to Parivritta mountain pose. Chin towards the chest, your head is in between your arms. Breathe. Gaze towards the floor with your left foot, your right knee, top of your foot on the floor. Inhale, circle arms up. Exhale, sinking deeper. Gaze slightly up. Shoulders away from your ears. Throw Namaskar Mudra, palms on the floor. Step forward with your right foot with an exhale. Forward fold, Parivritta. Through Namaskar Mudra, inhale, rise up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, Namaskar Mudra in front of your chest. Just go back to a normal breath. Observe how you feel after Surya Namaskar. Slowly open your eyes. Inhale, your both arms up. Exhale, release. And go to a seated position with your legs together, your glutes away from your sit bones, Dandasana. You can stay with your eyes closed, observe how you feel. And slowly open your eyes and we're going to do a twist. It will be Parivritta bhunamanasana. Remember that in each tradition, the names of positions of asanas are different, and it's totally fine. Your legs together, your toes up. With an inhale, your both arms up. With an exhale, go to your forward fold. You're gonna stay here for a couple of breaths. If you cannot reach your feet, your palms just on the mat. Or you can also keep the palms behind your hips. And right now we're gonna do a twist. Inhale, hold the breath, and with an exhale you twist into the right. Your right hand behind your hips. There is a little bit of distance. Your hand is in the center of your hips. Your fingers facing backwards. Your left hand is closer to your right hip. You can also put a block under your hand if you cannot reach the floor here. And what we're gonna do, we need to lower our torso with our head mostly trying to reach the thumb of your right hand. It's very intense, but at the same time try not to analyze this position too much. Inhale, hold the breath, start bending your right elbow and start lowering your torso, mostly with your head towards your hand. Try not to lift your glutes, the glutes are on the mat. Only if you are very close to the floor, you can lift your left glute up. It also has an influence on the mobility of your right wrist. It's okay if you cannot go deeper. Just a couple of breaths here. Breathe. Three more breaths. And very slowly press yourself back. Oof, I feel it. Go back to your Paschimottanasana. Already feel the right side of my torso. It's pretty intense. Your feet are flexed. Inhale, hold the breath, and with an exhale you twist into the left. This time your left hand behind your hips, your fingers facing backwards, your right hand closer to your left hip. Inhale, and with an exhale start bending your left elbow and lowering your torso, your head, mostly towards your hand, towards your thumb. Your feet are flexed with the toes up. Try not to lift your glutes away from the mat. Breathe. Just let yourself go. Just try to melt into the pose, even though it's not the most comfortable one. Just a couple of breaths here. Three more breaths. And slowly press yourself back. Oof. And go to your forward fold. Stay here. Let's compensate everything we have just done. Your palms can be also on the mat, or you can hold your feet. Try to bring your belly, your lower belly muscle towards your thighs. Your chest is lifted. Just a couple of breaths here. Try to elongate in your spine. Try not to drop your head towards your legs. The crown of the head, your neck, your back on the same line. With an inhale, your both arms up. Just stay here for a couple of breaths. And with an exhale, release. 2 steps with your fingers away from your glutes for Purvatanasana. 1, 2. Your palms facing away the glutes or facing the glutes. Your palms shoulder width apart. We're going to do reverse plank. Inhale, start lifting your hips up. Try to reach the mat with your toes. Your gaze up. Breathe. Try to lift your hips higher. We're here just for a couple of breaths. Engage your core, your belly button in and up. And slowly bring your hips back to the mat, go to the tabletop. Your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Inhale, arch, gaze up, and exhale, round cat and cow. Just relax your back. Inhale, arch, exhale, round. Inhale, arch, exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round, and with your back rounded, push your hips back to your heels, walk with your palms forward. Uttana Marjariyasana. Stretch, create some space between your vertebrae. Your hands are pressing into the mat. And bring your arms alongside the torso, your head on the floor. Balasana, child's pose. You can keep your knees, your feet hip width apart, or you can bring them together. And slowly bring your torso back up. Stay in your Vajrasana, diamond pose. Your knees together, your glutes on top of your heels up. Try not to drop your heels to the side. And let's warm up our wrist. Your thumbs inside your fist, your arms parallel to the floor, and just rotate your fists outwards, warming them up. Just a couple of movements here. And change the direction inwards. And release. And we're going to practice classical crow pose or Kagasana. If you have traumas or injuries with your wrists, you can just keep your feet on the mat without lifting them up. Let's start with our standing position. Your feet together, your arms alongside the torso. If you are afraid of falling forward, you can also put a pillow in front of you. With an inhale, your both arms up. Bring your palms together. With an exhale, go to your forward fold. You can bend your knees if you cannot reach the floor. And bring the palms to the mat. Make sure that your wrists under the shoulders. And for Kagasana, we're always opening our knees to the side. And our knees can be seen closer to our arms. We do not need to hide our knees behind our arms. Lift your heels up, open your knees to the side. Bring your knees as closer to the armpits as possible, but it's not that crucial here. Bend your elbows backwards and slightly to the side. And you can just do this. You can just walk from side to side without lifting your feet. You can practice this if you have never practiced Kagasana before, or you can just lift one foot up and stay here, or maybe you prefer to work and you can work with your other foot, or you can try to do both. Let's try to do it and hold it for a couple of breaths. Your toes together, Breathe. Engage your core. Just a couple of breaths here. And slowly release. Bring your feet together with an inhale. Your arms up. With an exhale, release. Squeeze and release your right wrist. Just to release any stress and tension on your wrist. And the same thing with your left wrist. And slowly go to the back of the mat to practice dolphin plank. You are in your Vajrasana with your knees together, your glutes on top of your heels. You can keep the palms on top of your thighs. Just go back to a normal breath. And slowly open your eyes with an inhale, your arms up, with an exhale, forward fold. Push your hips backwards, stretch, walk with your palms forwards. Lift your head up, bring your elbows to the mat. Check that your elbows under your shoulders, interlace the fingers. You can initially bring your elbows closer to each other, curl the toes. Lift your knees up. You are in your dolphin plank. Your feet together. And let's do a couple of movements. Inhale, rocking movement with your shoulders. Exhale, your chin goes over the wrist or over your fingers. Inhale and exhale. Always try to look forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and the last one, inhale and exhale, hold. And slowly bring your knees to the mat and go to the child's pose. And slowly lift your torso back up. And the dolphin exercise, dolphin plank, is the preparation for all inverted positions. For inverted positions, if you have such contraindications as high blood pressure, neck-related issues, or if you feel weak today, for example, if you have periods, it's better not to practice inverted positions. Then you can just do the same dolphin plank exercise for 15 times. You can make 15 times and go to the child's pose. Altogether, you can divide it into 5, 5, 5, or you can do 10 child's pose and 5. Just do how you would like and your body feels today. For the inverted position for today, it will be classical Sirshasana or headstand. For this position, if you are afraid of practicing that without the wall, you can take your mat and go to the wall so that the wall will be your assistant for today. In general, if you have never practiced this position before, it's better to do the dolphin plank exercise one more time and just to take a look how I'm doing that, and afterwards to try to repeat it maybe when you feel more confident. Try never to rush. Try never to jump and never to kick into the poses, because it's very difficult to control it. If you know how to do Sirshasana, you can already start. If you want to take a look from your Vajrasana, with an inhale, your arms up, with an exhale, forward fold. Stretch first. Your gaze forward, lift your hips up, bring your elbows to the mat. And here you will also interlace the fingers, but this time you will bring your head to the mat. Specifically, you can measure 4 fingers away from your eyebrows, 4 fingers more, the crown of the head, this is the part which will touch the mat. So you are not just standing on your forehead, neither on the back of the head. Basically, the top of your head should touch the mat. And afterwards, you can just bring your elbows slightly closer. You can curl the toes, you can walk with your feet. Maybe you can stay here, maybe you can bring one knee towards the chest up. Maybe you can switch and you can practice this. Or maybe you can start closing, walking a little bit closer, trying to kick. And bring your legs up. We're gonna stay here for a couple of breaths. Try to find a straight line. Your toes can be pointed or flexed. Press your elbows into the mat. Just a couple of breaths here. Engage your core. Press the floor away from you with your elbows. And slowly bring one foot to the mat, the other one. Go to the child's pose. Your arms alongside the torso, your head on the floor. Very slowly lift your torso up. We're going to do a very funny exercise which is called a dog in a cat pose to release any stress on your neck. So you need to stick out the tongue, your gaze in between your eyebrows, and you need to do 3 movements with your head, circular movements to the right, 3 to the left, 3 up and down. You are on your tabletop, but your knees together, your wrist under the shoulders, you're sticking out the tongue, your gaze in between your eyebrows, and 3 movements to the right, to the left, and up and down. Try to make it slow. And afterwards, push your hips back to your heels, stretch. Bring your arms alongside the torso, your head on the floor, Balasana, child's pose. And lift your torso back up. And let's do our final position for today, Shavasana. Final resting pose. You can take a blanket, you can cover yourself with a blanket. It's better to turn off the lights, and if you prefer to have your Shavasana a little bit longer, you can just stop this video now. Otherwise, you just lie on your back, your feet mat width apart, wider, your arms alongside the torso, your palms up. Make sure you do not touch anything with your hands, not with your feet. You can make a couple of movements. If you prefer to stretch first, let's do so. And just prepare for the final resting pose, Shavasana. very slowly start moving your fingers and toes. Go to a deeper breath. Without opening your eyes, roll to any side and stay on the side with your eyes closed. You're pressing your upper palm into the mat, go back to your seated position. Keep your eyes closed, your hands on top of your knees. And just observe how your body feels, how your mind feels. And start rubbing your palms to make them warm. And put your warm palms on top of your eyes and slowly open your eyes into your palms. Put the palms away from your face.